This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Carty Method Podcast. I am Carty, but today is Portfolio Lab. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I look at your photos, specifically if you're in Portfolio Lab. Portfolio Lab, I just released. Just go to thecartymethod.com/Portfolio Lab to join. And speaking of the Carty Method, I've just released my first self-paced courses. If you know about my accelerator, but you missed getting in, or if you're interested in learning how to be a professional photographer, and you want to learn with me, with the Carty Method, but you prefer to learn at your own pace, I've just released the Carty Method 6 phases on thecartymethod.com. By the way, we all start from scratch, which is why I also released phase 0, which is called setting your stage. Before any big race, you need to prepare. So before you start with my phases, you need to set your stage. And phase 0 does just that. Go to thecartymethod.com, check my self-paced courses, and get yourself started with a professional career right now. All right, let's talk about the assignment that you're going to be doing this week that is due tomorrow, midnight, that I'm going to be looking at on Thursday. Thursday's assignment is called Prove Your Niche. We're in week 7, and week 7 is all about proving your niche. So the goal with week 7 is to show me a photo that if I had never seen your photography before, this photo would immediately tell me your niche. Now, I want you to include your website or your Instagram so I can see that you're shooting within this specific niche. The key to success in this assignment on Thursday lies in creating an image that serves as an instant portfolio signature piece, making your specialization immediately clear to all viewers. So if you're a people photographer, the goal is to create a signature portrait that instantly reveals your specialty. If you're a sports photographer, if you're an editorial portrait photographer, if you're a corporate photographer, I want you to show your unique approach to capturing that specific type of subject. And I want you to include elements that are unmistakably associated with your niche. If you shoot places, the goal is to capture a location that exemplifies your specialized focus. If you're shooting real estate, show me. If you're shooting architecture, show me. If you're shooting cityscapes, landscapes, travel photography, show me. Demonstrate your distinct perspective on your chosen environment, and also include signature elements that define your style within your niche. And if you shoot things, showcase products in a way that immediately identifies your specialty, whether it's food, jewelry, automotive. And of course, display your unique approach to product presentation. Include styling elements to specify your specific product category. All right, let's get into today's portfolio pictures. On Tuesdays, I look at pictures that you are considering for your portfolio. And these photo critiques, again, if you want to get better, you have to seek feedback. Those who want to stay where they are, who want pats on the back, they don't seek feedback, but those photographers are going to fall by the wayside because they're ego-driven. They think that they're all that, and they're not really interested in learning what other people think about their work. Even if I'm a 34-year pro, I've been doing this professionally for 34 years, I can definitely see things in your work that you don't see. And I'm going to demonstrate that right now with our first submitter. His name's Ian Martin. Ian says, this photo is from a little while ago when I first got my strobe, when we were staging several Porsches throughout a warehouse as a gallery style event. I wanted a strong shadow along the wall to incorporate some of the natural lighting as well. Shot with the XT5 27mm 1.2, ISO 200 5.6 at a 30th of a second with one Godox 8600 Pro. This is Ian Martin. Ian, thanks for submitting, my guy. Ian, this is a vibe. I like this a lot. Let's have a look at this as a double page. This works as a double, although we're clipping the bum of this picture just a little bit. Let me move my top bar. We're clipping the bum of the car just a little bit here, as you can see on the double page. We have good space here, but again, with this particular frame, I would have moved back just a touch. The way that you use the strobe with this shadow here is actually quite good, although it's unrealistic because there's also light that's coming this way, so we can see that this light is coming directly through here, so this shadow becomes a little bit unrealistic, but only a guy like me who pays attention to this kind of detail would notice such things. Overall, Ian, I like this frame. The one thing is how close this is to the gutter, but other than that, the car looks great. It's an amazing British racing green. The rims look good. Watch the exposure in here. Make sure that that doesn't go too bright. Overall, this is a yes for me. This is a yes for me, Ian, and I like the fact that this is a little bit of a different style. It looks very natural. There's no composite. The only thing I would suggest is like a lower angle. You need to hit cars at a little bit of a lower stance. You seem like you're standing shooting this car, which starts to make some of your lines get weird, which you can see these lines over here versus this line here, and that has to do with you shooting this with a wide angle. So because of that, some of your lines you can see over here just get a little bit weird. So suggestion when you're shooting rooms, you really have to line yourself up, and if you're shooting in a room with a wide angle and you have reference points like that, you can see how they start to like get all weird. But again, Ian, this is an 11 for me, a really good effort, and it should go in your book for sure. You only get better. You only get better. Thanks for submitting. Taylor, how we doing? Taylor Swift, where you at? Taylor, there you are. Taylor's happy. Good shit. Well done. Well done. All right, let's see our next shooter. Our next is William Sedgwick. William says, greetings, everyone. This is shot with the Sony A7 III ISO 200 f5 at 1/200th of a second. My heart rate. My heart rate's not on yet, Amond. Sorry, buddy. But let's get that turned on. You see, what I do is I have this app on my watch, and then I just say play, and then it's going to now start my heart rate. Right. It's still waiting. All right, still waiting. When it comes up, I'll let you know. All right, let's get... Oh, there we go. Nope, not yet. Not yet. It crashed. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't start. That time it didn't. But again, if it doesn't catch my heart rate, it's not going to go. Hello. There we go. All right, now it knows I'm alive. It knows I'm alive. All right, William Sedgwick, Sony A7 III, shot with a ISO 200, f5, 200th of a second, 80, 200, 34-inch softbox. This is William Sedgwick. William, let's get it on. Thanks for submitting. This is definitely a vibe. We are looking at another photo of your child. You promised me we would be getting some new subjects into the mix. We know that you cannot have an entire portfolio of your son. Let's look at this as a cover. Also, it seems that you're not giving me the entire picture. You've cropped this a little bit somehow. This doesn't seem like the full photo. Just based on what my frames are set up to be the whole photo. Yeah, so it's something with your sizing. Please talk to my team to make sure that you're nailing the sizing. Overall, this picture is gray, William. I need you to see that this is gray. That's gray, background gray, hat black, but actually showing gray. His skin is gray. There's too much gray. There's no white. This is like cream, maybe. So because of that, it's just kind of messing your contrast, and even the brightest things are also gray. So I feel like there's a contrast and an exposure thing that I want you to be working on. And also, again, I know like he's a handsome boy, but you really have to make an effort to be shooting other subjects other than your son. Because if you think about it, I've only reviewed photos of your son, I feel like, with the exception of one. So if I'm only reviewing pictures of your son, how many pictures of your son do you think you can put in your portfolio to get you work? So the more you're practicing on him, I mean, amazing. You have a whole period of his life documented, but you can't show them other than on social media. So again, I challenge you to give me another subject and watch your contrast. Cool? That is William Sedgwick. Great sharpness, though. Great sharpness, great pose. I mean, again, it's editorial. It's composed well. You got to watch how close this building is to his head and where you're cropping this building up here. I would cut that right here. But other than that, good space here, William. Hey, Michael Steinmetz putting up $1. Let's go $2. Mike, thank you for the donation. Mike says, Mike wants to do a Q&A. And I said if I get 5 super chats, I'll do a bit of a Q&A at the end of the show. And Mike says he wants to do a Q&A. So he put up the first $2. So that's 1 out of 5. Guys, that is William Sedgwick. Thanks, William. Mike, thank you for the donation and the first super chat of the day. Let's get into Gerard. Gerard? Or is it Garad? I think Garad Danso. You got to tell me, mister. This is called The Weathered Soul. This is Ni Oko, a fisherman who spent his entire life at sea. His face tells the story of countless storms, endless nights, and unwavering dedication to his craft. Show off the 5D Mark III, 24 to 105, ISO 100, 125th of a second at f4. This is Garad Danso. Danso, let's get it on. This is a vibe. This is a vibe, my friend. Definitely a vibe. The first thing I see, though, is this hair that's here. I'm sure that that's like a white hair that's sticking out on him. But it also looks like the old film days where this is a hair on the negative. So just do this and heal this out and heal this out for me. You can see he has like salt on his face, which I don't think it's necessary for you to take out. Heyo, C. Turner. Let's get it on, C. Turner. Thank you. And by the way, smoke for you, Mike. I forgot to give you some smoke. C. Turner, I'm going to give you some smoke as well. C. Turner just came in with a super chat. Thank you, Mr. Turner. He wants a Q&A at the end of this episode as well. So that's 2 out of 5. Let's get it on. All right. Danso, this is a vibe. Let me show you this as a cover. You can see this as a magazine cover. Also, one thing that I want you to never, ever, 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 ever do, and I'll say it again, never, ever, ever, ever do, is this right here, which is watermark your photos. Oops. Sorry, you didn't see that one. Don't watermark your photos. Don't do this. Like, you've seen stevecarty.com. There's no watermarks. I've shown you the biggest photographers in the world, and they don't watermark their pictures. Watermarks are all ego-based, meaning the world needs to know your name. Believe me, if you are importing your photos correctly, you're adding metadata and your copyright to the file, to the raw file. So everything that you make from your raw file, it has that copyright embedded. It's embedded in the file digitally. And also, there's tools that we can use to remove these watermarks. If I'm going to steal this picture, I'm just going to steal it. You know what I mean? So those people are never going to pay you. And also, They're not making money from your photography, because if someone steals your picture and profits from it, or even puts it on the internet, you can sue them for $25,000, and it's a pretty much a no-brainer. So no watermarks, Denso. No watermarks. This is not a thing. Again, I'll show you. Look at this. SteveCarty.com. Okay, let's look at this picture of Colin Firth a week before he won his Oscar. Would you not think that someone would want to steal this picture? You know what I mean? Right click is disabled, so you can't right click. So the only thing that they're going to do is screenshot it. You know what I mean? But it's on SteveCarty.com, and they're going to make that association to me. Pharrell Williams, no watermark. You know, again, right click disabled, so they can't right click and save. So all they can do is screenshot it. And again, it's digitally, don't watermark your pictures. It's not helping you. And this session has been shared on Hypebeast. It's been shared on Complex. It's been shared on the biggest platforms. And guess what they say? Here's a picture of Pharrell Williams, photographed by Steve Carty. They credit me. They say that it's me. So get over yourself with the watermarks. Please get over yourself. All that's saying is me. I'm the best in the world. Everybody needs to know my name. Believe me, when you make work that people care about, they will seek out your name. Let's find Michael Muller. Muller photo. Michael Muller, one of the biggest photographers in the world. Here's Brad Pitt, not watermarked. What? Here's Brad Pitt, not watermarked. Here's Vin Diesel, not watermarked. No watermark. So Denzel Washington, not watermarked. But your photo's watermarked. That means you think that you're better than Michael Muller? This is called intelligent imitation. Watermarks haven't been a thing since 1996. They haven't been a thing. And any photographer who is watermarking their pictures, I promise you they're not working or selling photography or getting hired. I promise you. Watermarks are low budget. They lower the value and the perception of your photography. Straight up. They're low budget. Don't do it. All right. So enough on watermarks. Is that 100% clear? I haven't seen a watermark in so long, but I know that you're new, Denso. So this is why you're doing such things. But don't. Stop it immediately. All right, Denso. Compositionally strong. Okay, I want to show you this as a 8x10. It's compositionally strong. As an 8x10, I would pull this down to show, just cut the top of the hat just a touch. So for Instagram, it looks great. Let's hide this. Let me show you this as a magazine cover. As a magazine cover, this is an amazing photo. Amazing. And again, I'm giving you an 11. As again, this is your first submission. Exposure-wise, it's very, very, very close. It's rich. We're losing a little bit of the pop in here. But still, for me, for your first submission, this is epic. I love how you shot it. Again, the one thing, I would get rid of this and I would take away that hair. And again, a couple of the biggest, most distracting white flecks like here, but the rest I'd leave. This is amazing. A really well done portrait, and deservedly of the 11, Denso. This is amazing. Really well done. You should be proud. And for your first submission, good shit. Again, you have talent. 100%. I'm going to turn you into an assassin for sure. The one thing that we're missing in this photo is eye contact. That's missing. I want you to look at this photo again and imagine that same vibe, but he's looking at you, at camera. Because now he's not looking at you, he's looking at me, the person who's looking at the photograph. Eye contact is one of the most important things that you can add to your photography. Really be thinking about eye contact, not looking off afar into the mist. Okay? Eye contact, super powerful. Strategically use it. Yes, sometimes I shoot people looking off, but that riveting eye contact, it's super important. All right, let's get into our next talent. This is Francis Jeffrey. This is a candid photo taken in an undisclosed location of a young kid creatively playing next to a bottle, which uniquely has a smiley face and says no work and all play. This shows a relationship between the boy sloppily painting. Pink helps the bottle stand out. Canon Rebel T5 DSLR, 18 to 270, shot at 50. You need to throw that lens out your nearest window, Francis. I shot at a 50th of a second, 5.6 at ISO 1600, an 18 to 270 millimeter lens. It's a bad lens. I promise you it's a bad lens and it's hurting your photography. Let's have a look at Francis Jeffrey. Francis, thanks for submitting. So Francis, I love the descriptions, but what you're doing is you're talking up this profound thing that I'm about to see, and really it's just a snapshot. It's just a snapshot. You're not lighting it, and you're indoors, and because you're indoors, which means not the place to shoot with an 18 to 300. It's not because that lens goes from 3.5 to like f8. And then in a house like this, shooting at f8 or shooting at the reading, like let me look at the reading, a 50th of a second. Also, here's another secret. It's 1 over the longest focal length of the lens. Okay, so if you're shooting with an 18 and you're calling it an 18 to 270, that means it's 1 over 270th of a second. That is the slowest shutter speed that you can shoot a picture without a tripod. It's 1 over the longest focal length. It doesn't matter what you're zoomed to, anywhere between 18 and 270. It doesn't matter where you're zoomed. Still, 1 over 270 is the slowest that you can shoot. And you shot at a 50th of a second. A 50th. And also, you're shooting at ISO 1600. Why ISO 1600? Well, number one, you're not putting any light on the situation at all. And it doesn't matter how great your camera is, if you're not lighting the scene, great cameras will look bad. And because you're not lighting this, it's just a little bit of light hitting him. The high ISO is hurting you. And I'm going to show you what the high ISO looks like. Like this is what ISO 1600 looks like on a Rebel with a bad lens. It's not professional. It doesn't have the professional quality that's needed in order to get paid for making photos. And then also, this is just something that you saw. I saw this happening, I took a photo. So because of that there's no idea execution. Composed, sure, it's composed okay, but there's no idea. You're just taking picture of something that happened. And again, you really need to know what is your niche. Who are you trying to serve value to with your photography? And the more you continue to just point your camera at things that you see, the less value that you're bringing. You're not bringing value by, here's a boy who has a cup that says no work, no play. And the incredibly detailed descriptions, you notice the people they're delivering the most profound photography, there's no description at all. It's just like, here, shot this at f11, blah, 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 boom, here it is. So you can't trick me with words. Like, words do not compensate for average photography. They don't. So I need you to make your photography better. And that comes from having a direction, a vision, and a niche. There is no value in pointing your camera at things that you see, irregardless of how strategic it is. I promise you. Idea, execution, Francis, is what you have to do. And please look at all the other people who are submitting and watch the difference between my reaction of you pointing your camera at something that you see versus executing an idea. Is watch the difference. And the sooner that locks in, the sooner that what we're doing here, these photo reviews, they'll become incredibly valuable for you. But showing me snapshots and getting photo reviews on snapshots, there's no value in that, Francis, none. So please try harder. It's totally for you. And it's the difference between you making money at this and not. Guys, that is Francis Jeffrey. Thanks for submitting, Francis. I appreciate you. All right, Francis, this is Natalie Murdoch. Natalie, could this be consistency, Natalie? Could this be consistency? Could this be another photo from Natalie? My heart. Natalie Murdoch says, this is another natural light portrait in the same location as my last photo. Sony AR7 Mark II, 55mm 1.8, ISO 200 f4, 1/60th of a second. This is Natalie Murdoch. Natalie, I'm becoming a little bit more pleased with you as far as your energy, your submissions, your consistency. This is what we're going to do next week. Okay. There's one thing that's happening with this side light because this is your scenario. I'm going to draw this for you. Okay. This is your room. Okay. This is your white wall. This is your subject. This is where the window is. Yes or yes. The window is coming in from here, right? And then you're standing here with your camera shooting the picture, right? So you have side light coming this way. And I can see that there's side light because of, number one, this eye is shadowed in here and lit. I also see lit and then shadow. But what I want you to try next week, because you can see his shoulders are this way, right? Like he's facing you. Next week, this is what we do. Okay? Next week, this is your wall. This is your window here. Okay? Next week, you shoot here. Okay? That's you. Here's your camera. And then your subject, I want your subject to have the shoulder on the wall, then their head, and then their shoulder. So I just want your subject to rotate this way off the wall, you to move from this axis where you're shooting this way to this axis where you're shooting this way, and have your subject rotate just a bit so this light, rather than coming from the side, comes a little bit more on the 3/4. Okay? Now, that slight difference, what's happening on this side of the face is we're really losing this corner of the eye here because of his nose. The light can't get there, right? The light can't get past this nose, right? So this transition here to here is really nice. The transition from highlight to shadow is really nice. Your exposure is perfect. The sharpness is perfect. All of that, yes, yes, yes. But we want this eye to pop as much as this eye does. And I want to make sure that you can see this is lit and then here is dark, because the eye is also a globe. So you're actually, let me just zoom this in. You can see here that wall of windows that I just described, right? You can see that wall of windows here. And you can also see that this part of his eye is shadowed because the eye is a globe, right? So that part of his eye is shadowed because the light is coming in too far from the side and it can't fill in that back side. And then also, this is what happens over here, is that this gets too dark. You know what I mean? So these are the small details that we're going to do in order to take this picture next week into the next level. Compositionally, Natalie, this is amazing, amazing, complete cover composition. It's textbook. Look at this as a 8x10. Again, perfect composition. You gave just the right amount of space. Like for me, Natalie, there's no question that you're listening. All I'm asking for is more. Just keep repeating this, and you're getting willing subjects. You're getting big, like you're starting to get this, Natalie. You're starting to get this, and you're starting to break the fifth wall. And breaking the fifth wall means like you're asking, may I make a photo? Not take, may I make a photo with you? And you're making this photo. Light, idea, execution, composition, no distractions. This is boom. Amazing. That's an 11 for me, Natalie. Congratulations. Well done, Taylor. Taylor's thrilled. Let's go, Taylor Swift. I'm glad you're happy. Well done. By the way, you guys with me? You too? You enjoying yourself? Having a good time? I hope so. These two old guys have been with me since the beginning. Oh, I almost forgot. Tomorrow is my 18th year on YouTube. 18 years. I signed up for YouTube in 2007, which is 2 years after YouTube started. And I just got notified that the 18th, that's today. It's today. It is my YouTube anniversary. And I got to tell you, for the first many of those years, I didn't really do much on YouTube. I didn't really pay attention much on YouTube. But if you look at, it's tomorrow. Yeah, it's the 19th. So if you look here, it says, hello, here we go. Joined February 19th, 2007. And I got to tell you, I didn't pay too much attention to YouTube back in the beginning because it was really just sharing client videos. Like that's really all I was doing. I wasn't really doing anything much with my YouTube channel. And then COVID happened. I would make a few behind the scenes. Like I started shooting behind the scenes and putting that on YouTube, and that really got a little bit of traffic. And then all the way in 2020 when COVID happened. That was like when I was like, okay, it's time to like start doing this seriously. And I started live streaming on Twitch. And this is where the second big thing that I forgot is the 15th, which was like this weekend, was my 4th year anniversary live streaming. So I've been live streaming and doing this and building my setup and going through this whole process of this podcast. I've been doing that for 4 years. So 4 years every Sunday. Again, Sunday was the 4-year anniversary. So the Carty Method podcast used to be called Behind the Picture. It was Behind the Picture first. And my Tuesday and Thursday show, it was only on Thursday. I only did one show during the week. And funny enough, when I started, I used to do photo reviews at the end of every episode. This is crazy how much this has evolved. Like, I used to do a presentation, and then at the end, I would review photos, and I would do it for free. I did it for free for years, and then it, literally, it got so big that I had to make a dedicated day just to do photo reviews. And I used to do photo reviews for like 5 hours, like 6 hours, like literally all day, all for free. And literally there was like very few people watching me. And I used to do this on Twitch. And I realized like once I wasn't live, no one was watching the VODs. No one was watching the videos after the fact. And in 2021, 2020, like around there, that's when I was like, okay, I need to have a strategy for YouTube. So I went all in on YouTube. I stopped doing it on Twitch, and I went into YouTube University and learned how to do this on YouTube and make this work. And I got to tell you, it took me 18 months to monetize my channel and become a YouTube partner. But you have to know, there's like, I think 163 million YouTube channels. Like, it's insane. 163 million YouTube channels. And of that, only 9% are monetized. Only 9% make it into the YouTube partner program. So it takes work to do what I'm doing here on YouTube and getting this to the point where I have like almost 32,000 subscribers and plus 20,000 subscribers in the last 12 months. So, yeah, I work hard at this for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it brings you value. And I got to say, I couldn't have done it without you. Without you watching and paying attention to me, truly, I really couldn't have done it without you. So thank you. And also, Vicky Sonic, who is a very busy lady these days. She says, Vicky, I got to give a handout to Vicky. Vicky handled my socials for quite a long time here. And we've passed that on from Vicky. And also, Vicky was the very first person that I coached. This girl right here was the very first person that I coached one-on-one because of YouTube. And the amount of help that I gave Vicky now has a amazing flying business, and she's actually too busy to be able to watch me all the time and do the help that she was doing in the beginning. So that's because Vicky paid me for one-on-one coaching, and I have and was in my accelerator, and I've just helped and enabled Vicky to have the business that she's always desired. So good on you, Vicky, for taking the advice that I give and putting it into action. And Vicky's in rural Pennsylvania and just kills it. So good for you, Vicky. Proud of you. All right, guys. Yeah, anniversaries. 18 years on YouTube, 4 years really seriously doing what I'm doing right now. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do any of this stuff without you guys, so I appreciate you all. All right, guys, let's get into Tia Dunlap. Tia says, this is a picture from a photo shoot I did with my parents to help them celebrate their 48th wedding anniversary. What? We took this picture outside on... Yo, Brandon Fenty, let's go. Hey, Brandon, I appreciate you so much, my guy. Brandon is dropping the love, and... he's saying, here's to 18 more years. Let's go, Brandon. I appreciate you so much. Hey, you know what? We have, I believe, is that 4 to 5 or is that 3 to 5? It says 3 right now to me on my screen. We're getting close. I see 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got 3 to 5 so far. 2 more people donate me $2. We're going to do a Q&A after this. All right, this is... the mighty Tia Dunlap. Tia shot this with an R6, 70-200, ISO 800, f4, 1/25 of a second, and it's outdoor natural light for her parents' 48th wedding anniversary. This is Tia Dunlap. Tia, let's get it on. Tia, this is a vibe, man. You have some swaggy parents. Holy moly. You got some swaggy parents. This is compositionally strong. I mean, let's have a look at this as a cover. I mean, Tia, come on. This is so strong. You could have dropped them a little bit lower in the horizon and made the stairs a little bit less predominant. But again, I don't mind that. There's a couple of metaphors in here that I won't get into, but I definitely see what you're doing here. Let's look at this as an 8x10. You cropped this quite well. So as an 8x10, you can see you can include the stairs. For me, I would crop in and around here to make those stairs, the 4 stairs, like not quite as dominant, or you could split the difference and give a couple of stairs. But this works for me, Tia. Like exposure wise is great. Let's hide that. Let's have a look at this just a touch closer. Yeah, your focus is strong. Hey, yo, James Henry. James Henry putting down his hard-earned money. James, look what you do to my lights when you give money. You see how the lights are flashing, and they start flashing green, and then they flash pink. James, thank you. James donated $2. Oh, my goodness, and Stephen Bordeaux. James, thank you for the $2. And Stephen says, I've been on YouTube as long as I've been in the Navy. Dude, that's insane. Guess what? We hit our 5 out of 5. That means smoke, more smoke, as if I can't, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to handle how much smoke's in here already. And that means we're going to do a little Q&A at the end. So thank you. Make sure you hang around. And thanks so much for your generosity, everybody. All right, let's get into Tia. So Tia, I want to look at your settings again. 70 to 200. Okay, gotcha. 70 to 200, but you shot at 1/25th of a second. So 1/25th of a second again, shooting with 70 to 200. Remember exactly what I said. It is 1 over the longest focal length, which is 70 to 200. That means 1 over 200. You shot this at 125, which means you open yourself up to camera shake. And I want to show you here. You see there's a slight bit of camera shake in on your mom here. And again, I've enlarged this a little bit further than 100%. But here at 100%, you can see there's just a little bit of camera shake at certain points in your frame. But again, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. I would have your mom not hold the jacket. You know what I mean? Just be. You know what I mean? Hold her husband's hand. You know what I mean? And again, I would have her not hold that railing. Small things, but if she used, and then his hand, I would have him put his hand right in the pocket. You see how he's putting his thumb in, which at first glance makes it look like he only has 4 thumbs. So these are the small things. Like if the hand's going in the pocket, the hand has to go all the way in the pocket. The hook is not, it's not a thing. Again, with his toe, you can pull his toe back so he's not hiding his toe under the stair. And again, these are all small things. Like once you start seeing the lines, because of like, you can see it's really hard to get these lines all straight because you have these lines here to reference. You did square up the stairs. Obviously you squared up the stairs, but you can see it's hard because you're aiming down to get any of those lines straight. But again, Tia, I think this is a really good effort. Not sure it fits in your portfolio. I'm not sure it fits in your portfolio, but it's definitely a picture that, that again, I appreciate you submitting. Again, I just think that it's not the, I mean, maybe this is the type of work that you're trying to do, but again, I've seen your work. I've seen the type of photography that you're capable of. And I think that like you're way past here as far as ideas. So, great effort though. Thanks for sharing this with us, and the 48th anniversary. Congratulations. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Commands. Are you looking for your commands, Anton? Anton's typing commands. I'm not sure why they're not coming up. I apologize. Not sure. I haven't seen a single. There's a possibility that they don't do that for members only streams. There's a possibility, Anton, but here, just go to the Carty Method. .com/live. That's what you do. That's what you can do. Go to thecartymethod.com/live. Okay, I hope I'm not crashing my OBS right now, which it looks to be spiraling. Hopefully I'm not crashing my OBS right now. But yes, that's what you do. Go to thecartymethod.com/live. All right, let's get into Jay Tracy. Jay says, let's make sure I can change scenes. Uh-oh, can't change scenes. Okay, so we got a problem. We got an OBS issue that I might not be able to recover from here. OBS is, am I broadcasting still? I am, but I can't change scenes. Damn it. I can't change scenes. OBS is spinning. So although it'll let me change cameras, that's outside of OBS. I have like hard buttons to change cameras. I can't change scenes. And yeah, we're fucked. So guys, I have to do I hate this, but I hate this, but I am forced to do oh wait. It came back. Let's go. It came back. All right. Okay, good. Whew. It came back. All right. I almost had to reboot. Okay. So we are back. Hopefully. Yeah, good. Okay, we're back. Yeah, literally. Thank you everybody who sent vibes. Yes. And now like, yeah, that was very weird, but I was just about to show you what it looks like from my perspective, yes. But I couldn't change the button. Let's see how my heart rate is. I did pretty well. I didn't freak out. All right, Jay Tracy. So Jay says, thanks for your time. As I work through phase 2, most of my work is in water. Please let me know if this has a place in my niche. I've retouched according to what I've learned in your videos. Shot with the A7R Mark III, ISO 100, f3.2 at 1/12/50th of a second. Natural light, shot on location in the ocean. This is Jay Tracy. Jay, thanks for submitting. Yes. Small things. You're clipping the fingers up top here. Oops, that's not what I was doing. Sorry, Jay Tracy. Let's just go back. Oops, undo this. Go. Moly holy. Undo that. Go up. Here we go. All right, Jay, we're clipping the fingers just up here. So that I notice first more than anything is the finger clip. But the light on her, the water movement, the idea, this is yes. This is a yes. This can for sure go in your book. Look at this as a cover, which really works. What I'm worried about is what this looks like as an 8x10. Let's hide that. Let's look at this as an 8x10. I don't want to really cover her chesticles. This here I don't want to cover with my crop, and I want to really see that she's actually in water, but you can see I'm losing so much of her hands. So this is one where you would pull back just a little bit. Can you use this in your portfolio? Yeah, I mean, again, you're aware of the mistakes that you're making now, and I'm really feeling like this could be your very unique value add, is that you can shoot fully underwater, but you can also shoot in water with subjects in water, half in and out of water. Like, there's so many incredible things that I want you to be trying. And again, the light is gorgeous. The woman is gorgeous. The props in her hair work. She's wearing the right suit. It's understated. Like, yes, this is a yes for me, Jay Tracy. These small mistakes, like the finger clip up here on the top, like those things, they're acceptable mistakes, but you have to really just be watching them later. And Jay says I can fix the crop. So yeah, Jay, you're killing it. Very proud of you, girl. Very proud of you. Hey, by the way, please consider becoming a member here on YouTube, because you understand this is members only content. If you're watching this after the fact, make sure you leave a comment that says, hey, I'm part of the replay gang. I watched this after the fact because I want to know. But if you're watching this live, know that you're getting exclusive members only content first before anyone else. My non-members don't get to watch this photo review until 7 p.m. tonight, but you get to watch it right now because you're a member. So thank you for doing that. All of you who are watching me live, I appreciate it. And if you're watching me live, get in chat. Start saying hi in chat, because the live chat's where everything's happening. And my live chat is absolutely dope. Dope. And here, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do because I'm a savage? You know what I'm going to do because I'm a savage? This is what I'm going to do. Watch this. I secretly, this isn't happening. Don't tell anybody that I did this, okay? This is what I'm going to do. just for a second, I'm going to turn this from members only to public, and then I'm going to gift 5 memberships, and then I'm going to put it back to members only again. How about that? Okay, we're going to do it right now. Okay, so now it's a public stream. Okay, so now it's public. So now I am going to refresh this, and now it's going to let me gift 5 memberships. Watch this. Boom. Gifty Gifterson. So I just gifted 5 memberships. The Prime Shot, you got 1. HOF on Smash, you got 1. Database connection failed, you got 1. Mike Breeze, you got 1. And Solomon 321, you all just got gifted. Now guess what? Back to members only, publish. Boom. Guess what else? Now we're back to members only. That's how I have to do it. So, yeah, I just put out some members into the universe. Hopefully that's going to help the cause. Hopefully that helps those who $5 a month they can't afford. If that's the case, it's going to cost you more than $5 a month to be a professional photographer, I promise you. So, heyo, Mr. Blitz, thanks for subscribing. Do you guys notice my new alerts? Do you like my new alerts? Are you guys down with that? Hope so. All right, Jay Tracy, well done. All right, Lamont DeSalle. Lamont says, I submitted a photo from a recent shoot that represents my niche at its core. I made slight adjustments as requested before submitting. Please let me know your insight on this image for my book. Z6, ISO 400, f10, 1/60th of a second, shot with Godox 8600, 400 Pro combo with a clamshell vibe. Let's take these off because, makes it a lot harder to review photos when I'm wearing my happy shades. All right, let's look at Lamont DeSalle. Lamont, this is a yes. All dizzy. This brings me joy and happiness, Lamont. This is, again, even how she's holding herself, I don't mind. It looks natural. Again, something to remember when you're having a model do something like this. Never have them hold it. Have them do move and you kind of catch it in the right way. So this to me feels like it feels natural. We're losing a little bit of her fingers in here because she's turning these fingers in, which makes it look like she's an amputee. But again, it's not bothering me that much. Her nails are done well because nails are something that, again, when I'm shooting a model, first thing I do is show me your hands. Go like this. Let me see if your nails look like rats have been chewing on them. Or if you have a fresh neutral manicure that I can actually show your hands. That a manicure that was done yesterday as well. And by the way, this is stuff that I'll tell my subjects, my models, before I shoot them. So hands look amazing. And again, it's hands, very important. This is one of my favorites so far. The makeup is inspired. It's minimal, but this punch of color on the upper eyelids just looks so beautiful. The retouching is clean as fuck. This is a yes. This is a yes, Lamont. And again, the color combination with the chocolate background and this maroon kind of bison skin, just really, it works. The styling works. The makeup works. The hair works. This is a yes all day for me. This is a yes all day. Let's look at this as a cover. This is a yes for me as a cover. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Her head's a bit high in the frame, but I know that you included just a little bit of these mesh fishnets that she's wearing, which works. Let's hide that and show you this as an 8x10. This is where the picture kind of punches in a little bit more when we push into an 8x10. You either keep the top of her head or you crop the top of her hair just to show the bottom of her elbow. Either way, is okay. But this is a yes for me for Mr. Lamont DeSalle. I'm giving you an 11 on this picture, mister. This is a yes all day. All dizzy. Well done. Taylor, yes? Yes, Taylor, flipping out. She's happy. Wicked. Well done. Well done. Again, if you're watching after the fact, hit the replay gang. Hey, I'm part of the replay gang. I watch after the fact. And also, it's $5. Hey, by the way, my membership is $5. It's $4.99 actually. $4.99, which is the price of a cup of coffee. Come on. Buy a coffee for me. And by the way, I only get 70% of that because YouTube takes 30% of that as well. So, yeah, YouTube for delivering this service to you takes a little bit of that money. All right, this is our next submitter. This is the mighty Anton Duris. Anton says, "Hey, Carty and crew, welcome to the Taman Negara in Malaysia, one of the world's oldest rainforests. Looking forward to your feedback. Shot with the A6600 with an 18 to 55, ISO 100 5.6 at 2/50th of a second." This is Anton Duris. Anton, let's get it on. Okay, let's have a look at how this frames. I mean, this is an editorial photo. You're an editorial photographer. Composed very well. It is kind of on the thirds, as you can see here. Like, it is kind of on the thirds. If I draw a third here and draw a third here, you can see you're composing on the third, but you've still given me enough. You've given me enough distance here on the gutter. You've placed the bottom of the boat right here in the gutter, and you've given me like a nice leading line to in here. The fact that this is like a little bit of a mystery and it looks like we're out trying to find tigers, which is why he's wearing the shirt. The scene is great. I liked how you dropped the horizon low and didn't put the horizon right mid. This is, and again, it's a hazy day. The sun is in this direction, so you're aiming into the sun, which is always going to make your sky white. But I like the layers that are happening here. I like this composition here. And the way that this kind of, we want to see what happens around that corner. This is a yes for me, Anton. This is a yes for me. It should go in your book for sure. For sure. It's a great frame. It's all disciplined and well focused. Let's look at this at 100. Yeah, this is a yes, Anton. I actually really like not seeing this guy. It just adds mystery. So that's a yes, mister. Well done, Anton Duris. Well done, Anton. This is Juan Herrera. Juan says, "Hey, Carty, I'm considering adding to my portrait portfolio. Taken recently with one strobe on a medium-sized umbrella with diffusion. I positioned a V-flat in an inverted L, so part of it was left behind him, acting as a background. The other side of the V-flat was to his right, bouncing light back into the shadow area of his face. Perfect. Well done. EOS R with an 85, ISO 100, f9, 1/25th of a second. Shot with a 500-watt strobe." This is Juan Herrera. Juan. This is clean, Juan. I mean, definitely. We just have to like get that a bit of a looser sensibility with your portraits, you know what I mean, where he feels like a little bit looser, but the light is inspired. The light looks great on him. The exposure on his face is good. Like, I love the bounce back with this reflection here. Tonally is great. You can definitely fix his shirt. You can see how his T is pulled that way. You can see how his T is pulled that way. Also, we're getting a little bit of moire effect. You're seeing the moire effect happening in here. Again, if I enlarge this, it goes away, but then it kind of comes back. You can see here when I'm making this different sizes, you see how it's doing a bit of the moire effect where you see the digital swirling that's happening. That is because at the microest level, when we look in at this fabric, it is dark line, white line, dark line, white line, dark line, white line. So when you start seeing this here, it actually starts to get digital because screens can't reconcile vertical light and dark patterns. So there's a bit of moire happening here. I see it happening on this monitor. I see it also happening on my broadcast monitor. So obviously then you see it as well. It's really hard to avoid. This guy's shirt needs a shave though. You can see it's pilling. His shirt's pilling like in the front. Sweater, it's a sweater shaver. It's $15 on Amazon to make sure that this shirt doesn't look used, because you can see it's pilling up in the corner here, up here. So yeah, this is the obsession that you pay me for. There we go. This is the obsession that you pay me for up here. These pills here, just small things to catch. You know, catch a couple of his longer hairs like this one right here, just to clean that up. But overall, yes, like it's a clean image. It's the beginning of you endeavoring into shooting portraits, so that you always start like relatively clean. As a cover, super strong. I mean, you can shoot, Juan. There's no question to me that you can shoot. You're a shooter, right? For sure. You're a very good photographer. I just want you now with your portraits to be trying to push the ideas and applying some of the ideas that you apply with your fashion photography to your portrait work. It's going to make such a difference, and it's going to make this stuff not feel boring. It's going to feel like poppy and sticky. And again, I know you can do that because I've seen the rest of your work, Juan. Guys, this is Juan Herrera. I'm giving you an 11 on this one, Juan. Very clean. Very clean. All right. Mr. Juan Herrera. Thanks for submitting, Juan. All right. This is Mr. Michael Steinmetz. Mike says, Mike is trying out a new lens. Mike just got the 100 millimeter macro. The 100 millimeter macro for Canon is one of my favorite lenses. It's so sick. Mike just got it. So Mike says, trying out the new lens and adding some work to my book. This board seemed to be lacking holes, so I added one. R8 with a 100 millimeter macro, 2.8. ISO 100 f13 at 100th of a second. Shot with the 8200 with an 8-inch reflector camera right. This is Michael Steinmetz. Mike, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. Like, for sure, this is a vibe. Like, look at the sharpness that you're able to bring in on this product. I know that we have to see the logo. I like seeing a little bit of the trigger. The shadow is great. And the drill. I mean, I feel like this is just a little bit close to the edge. And the heart logo's a little high in the frame. I wouldn't mind pulling this perspective or the angle of the camera down a little bit more, so we're not seeing so much of the, I mean, we need to see the wood, but I don't think we need to see like a third of the picture. I like the ladder in the background and how the colors here complement off what's happening here. Obviously we need the wood because you're drilling into it, but I would love to have seen the wood like just thin like that. And you do that just by you lowering your angle. And then that's going to make that background, when you're aiming top down, it's huge. But as you get lower, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. So that's the only ish that I have with this, Mike. But let's look at your focus. I mean, you see this lens is insanity. It's insanity. One thing you'll notice with the 100 millimeter macro is you kind of, you kind of need to, hello. This is not, there we go. The thing that you're going to notice with the 100 millimeter macro, Mike, is that you lose a little bit of exposure. You lose like a third of a stop. Like readings when I go from an 85 or a 50 to my 100. If I'm shooting at 5.6, I usually have to drop down to like 4 2/3. Like I usually have to drop down a click just to give it a little bit more pop, just because of how that macro lens works. And you'd think that it would give you in-camera compensation. It does, but it's not exactly perfect. So for me, I would give this just a little bit more exposure, between 10 and 20% more exposure, just on your slider. Just go that way, 10 and then 20, and just see if this pops up just a bit. See if this snaps up just a little bit. See if we get just a little bit more shadow detail here in the glove. Little bit more pop here in the silver. And yeah, that's it. This is great, Mike. And again, the more you practice with this, the more you'll really lock in that close-up composition, because the close-up composition is very difficult. What I thought you would do is give me this picture where it's just the drill and the wood. Obviously, you want to show the tool, right? Because that's the product. But yeah, it's like, now it's about how are you going to creatively use this macro format to catch what's the most important. So, and Mike says he dropped exposure by this much because he thought it was over. I didn't see the original where you started from, but this is a really good swing, Mike. I'm giving you an 11 on this one. Good shit. This is a swing. And again, Mike, if you have to know the kind of photography that Mike makes. Mike, he shoots industrial tools, parts. He's a trade, so his photography all is related to trades, and the manufacturers that trades are loyal to. This is Michael Steinmetz. And our last photo of the day is Mr. Emmond Thompson. Emmond says, this is one of my favorites for my session with Jake. Only a couple more I might submit for consideration from this shoot. This one I feel has a strong presence. XT5 27mm 1.2 ISO 125 5.6 at 2/50th of a second. 3 strobes. Main front with a beauty dish, feathered, rim with grid, and rear with grid. Great setup, Emmond. Let's have a look at Emmond Thompson. Emmond, well done. This is a yes for me. His eyes are a little red, though. I'm not sure why his eyes are bloodshot, but his eyes are a little red. A little bit of Visine would have helped. Visine is a secret thing to have in your camera bag as a people photographer, having Visine, because sometimes people, their eyes get irritated. Sometimes people smoke weed, like whatever. Sometimes people's eyes are red. And if that's the case, just having, a $8 bottle of Visine in your camera bag here. And also it works instantly. So it's literally instant. It will improve. And it's much easier to use Visine than it is to do it after the fact in post. It's very difficult to make a bloodshot eye not bloodshot. Cover-wise, Emmon, this is amazing. The light's inspired. The light's great. Your exposure's great. Focus is great. This is, again, like one of those pictures that it hits incredibly hard. It's strong as an 8x10. It's strong as a cover. My only vibe is where are the feet? That's my request. Is I want to see feet from some of your photos. I want you to be thinking about how can you shoot looser. I want to see you shoot on location. I want to see you shoot this subject outside and really get you doing the reps of shooting people in their environment. That is the next level of Emmon Thompson, is you making your headshots even more editorial by adding full length, adding 3/4, adding half body, and adding lifestyle. So this is yes for me. And that is our last photo a day, last photo. And now we're going to get into the photos of the day. Photos of the day, and there's some good ones today, really good ones today. There are some real good ones today that for me warrant some love. So, we are starting that right now. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for this? You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Our first photo of the week goes to the one and only Ian Martin. Ian, taking home a photo of the week with this photo right here. Photo of the week for Ian. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for submitting. That's Ian Martin with a photo of the week. Our next photo of the week and a brand new submitter. This goes to, I'm calling you one name only. His name is Danso. Let's go. Photo of the week, Danso. You do this for me. Fix the hair here and here and resubmit this, okay? This is Danso. And also, watermark. Take the watermark away, okay? That's a photo of the week for me, my friend. Congratulations. Danso. Photo of the week. Photo of the week. Next photo of the week goes to Natalie Murdoch. This is 2 in a row, Natalie. Natalie with a photo of the week. Congratulations, Natalie Murdoch. That's another. It's 2 for 2, Natalie. It's 2 for 2, Natalie. It's 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Our next photo of the week goes to Jay Tracy. Jay. Well done, Jay Tracy. This is killer. Killer. Jay Tracy. That is a photo of the week. Congratulations, Jay. Proud of you. Good to see you in chat. All right. That was Jay Tracy. Our next photo of the week goes to Lamont DeSalle for this photo right here, Lamont. Let's get it on. Yes, 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 yes. Lamont DeSalle. Congratulations, Lamont. Proud of you, buddy. All right, guys. The work this week was strong and really, really well executed. Photo of the week. Your next one goes to Anton Duris. Anton. Well done, Anton. It's a vibe. This is a vibe. You brought me with you down this river. Love it. This is Anton Duris. Lifestyle. You're learning, Anton. I'm proud of you. Next. Again, super clean. Super clean. This next photo of the week goes to Juan Herrera. Juan. Well done, Juan. Proud of you, buddy. Very clean, very clean, very clean. This is the beginning of you pushing into a new area, and I appreciate it. Well done, Juan Herrera. That's Juan Herrera, people. And his first attempt with the 100mm macro. This is Mike Steinmetz with a photo of the week. Mike, well done, buddy. I want you to keep pushing. Very proud of this. This holds up. This can go in your book. Well done, Mike Steinmetz. And your last and final photo of the week. The consistency coming out of this guy is making me very happy. You know him as Amond. I know him as Amond Thompson, everybody. This is Amond. Photo of the week. Amond, well done. Very well done. Very clean. Very, very, very clean. Guys, those are your photos of the week. Now, every once in a while, I like to give some accolades to people who I feel are best in show. And today I have 3 photographs that really, for me, hit so hard that they deserve. And again, I don't give best in show all the time. Best in show is a really, really special accolades that go beyond photo of the week. They're just like, you're the best of the best right now. So we're going to start with the first of 3 best in show. Jay Tracy. Jay, so proud of you. And we're honing in on something here. We are zeroing in on something with you and this work. I'm so incredibly proud of you, and I'm so proud that you're a part of this. And Jay Tracy, we are taking you to the moon. Jay Tracy, best in show. Congratulations. Next on the best in show meter, this guy, you watch the talent this guy has, but you watch what I unlock. You watch what I unlock for this guy. This is your next best in show, Lamont DeSalle. Lamont. Yes. My guy. Yes. Very proud of you. Lamont DeSalle. That is a best in show. And one more, and one photographer. Like, this guy, he is only limited by who his subjects are. This photographer, he's on, and I swear, I'm working with this guy, and have been for a year. And the photography that this guy is putting out now, guys, our last and final best in show goes to Ammon. Let's get it on. Ammon Thompson. Very, very, very well done, Ammon. Very proud of you, my guy. This is Ammon. Best in show. So, before we get into the Q&A, it's necessary for me to tell you what the assignment is. The assignment, okay? What is the assignment? First of all, I know you guys really enjoyed the Nike assignment, but not enough of you did it. And I was asked, can we do this again, Chief? Can we do this again? Can we do this again? And it's like, yes, but not so soon, right? And in order for me to give you another assignment, it's got to be the right assignment. So let me do that right now. The right assignment for you to be doing next is your perfect client on spec. I'm going to say it again. Your perfect client on spec. So what does that mean? That means, what do you shoot? People, places, or things. What is your niche? And within that niche, if you could work for anybody, any client, any brand, who would that be? Who? What I want you to do is I want you to pick your ideal client and then shoot something for them as if they were hiring you, but they're not. That is called shooting on speculation or shooting on spec. Shooting on spec is, I want to work for Nike. They don't know I exist. So I am going to do my own Just Do It campaign for Nike, and then I'm going to tag Nike on Instagram. I'm going to make a blog post about it, tag Nike. I'm going to send it. I'm going to DM. I'm going to let everybody at Nike know that I just shot this thing, because that puts you in their radar, and in their radar, speaking their language. So the Nike idea was a spec idea. Now with this assignment, this is, you can custom tailor this more so for you. So essentially what I want you to do is think of your perfect client and then create spec work for them. Okay? Pick your ideal client and shoot something for them on spec. This is how you figure out who pays for your photography and how to get them to pay you. And again, I sent out that blog post on Saturday. How to get, who pays for photography and how to get those people to pay you. That was my blog post on Saturday. By the way, if you're not on the Carty Method Substack, go to the Carty Method. I don't even know if I have the Substack link posted. I haven't been posting that for a while. But I actually should start talking about my Substack more. But it's just my name, stevecarty.substack.com. And that is the Carty Method Substack. I kind of dropped the ball on having that come up in timers, but that's how you get there. The Carty Method, it's stevecarty.substack.com. All right, so the goal is for you to shoot your perfect client on spec. Okay. Now I want you to look for examples from successful campaigns. Look on Behance, look on brand websites, look in print magazines, look on billboards. Like, the whole goal is to use intelligent imitation. So if I was Mike Steinmetz, I would find like heart for the drill brand that you use, find like their advertising, see what their advertising looks like, and then make advertising using their tools better than they're doing already. That is spec. The vibe is for you to be original. You have to include the brand's product, and you have to show your ideal client an example of the outcome that they would get if they hired you. Okay? So learning how to do spec now, for me, when there's no consequence, is brilliant. Knowing that if you do this right, you can put this directly into your portfolio and start sharing it publicly, which is going to get the attention from the right clients right now. So what I want you to do is give me 2 sentences describing, this is in your assignment when you submit to me, give me 2 sentences describing the brand that you're creating this spec shoot for. And I want you to include a reference of the brand that you've drawn inspiration from, so we have context, meaning show me a link to their, like, don't just, oh, I'm doing Gucci, or, oh, I'm doing that. It's like, show me the reference exactly. Okay? Exactly. Show me the reference. And then now with your spec ad, it's got to be better than the reference. It's got to be more thoughtful, more thought out. I want you to really think about it. Now, this is going to involve some pre-production. You're going to have to research your chosen brand's visual identity and their past campaigns. And imagine, if you want to participate in this, you have to be in Portfolio Lab. The link for Portfolio Lab is right here. Go to thecartymethod.com/Portfolio Lab if you want to participate in these absolutely career-changing assignments that I give every week. And I give one assignment a week, and I look at your portfolio, an image from your portfolio once a week. That's 2 opportunities for you to have my eyes on your pictures every week. That's 8 times per month. That will change your reality, and you see me changing the reality of all the photographers that are submitting right now. So, pre-production. We have to research your chosen brand's visual identity, their past campaigns. Also, what are your objectives with these images? You have to define clear objectives for these images. Like, what do you want them to do? And then I want you to plan shots that demonstrate your unique perspective while respecting the brand guidelines. Do you see how my assignments are up here now? I used to just let you do bare minimum. Now, fuck that. Now we're up here with my expectations of you, because if you do this, you will be an absolute killer. But again, my assignments aren't for everybody. Portfolio Lab is not for everybody. Some people are just, they have like too much ego, too much, like, you know what I mean? And again, it's hard. It's hard to have your work critiqued. It is hard, but it is the means to an end. So what I want you to do is, thanks for that, G. What I want you to do is create images that feel authentic to the brand, okay? Include space for copy, Is there going to be text on your photo? Like, include space for copy placement and maintain that professional quality that matches their existing campaign standards. The key to success in this assignment lies in creating images that not only showcase your technical and creative abilities, but also demonstrate a deep understanding of your chosen brand's marketing needs and visual language. So here's the thing. Is this a horizontal assignment or a vertical assignment? Well, that depends on your reference. If your brand does a lot of horizontal web work, well, I want to see that. That has to be a horizontal thing that you're imitating. If your brand does a lot of vertical work, like vertical, then that's what your picture is. I can't tell you to shoot something horizontal when your reference only puts out vertical content. I can't tell you to shoot something vertical when your reference only does horizontal content. So what you shoot, which orientation you shoot, and if you feel the need to drop a horizontal dead center, it's like, well, it's because of this brand, all their horizontals are dead center. So show me that Wes Craven, like dead center composition. If that's what your brand does, then you need to align with that, which counters what I'm telling you. But if you have the proof of what they do on spec, this is what this brand does. That's why I shot. Well, that trumps me, right? But I won't know that unless you show me the proof. Okay? So vertical, horizontal, that's on you. And where you are right now, if you're watching my photo reviews and participating, you also should see what I say to other people. So what you hear me saying to other photographers, this is what you should be focusing on as well. Okay, so that is everything that you need to know. And now we are doing a very special Carty Crew Q&A because you guys hit the marker of giving me 5 super chats for $2 or more. So I appreciate that. So I'm here to answer anything that you guys might want to ask me. And again, members, you guys have the floor. Everything from Mr. Steve Boudreau, should be asking me anything. Ask me anything. And again, specifically, I just want to hang out with you guys. So I'll hang out for a bit. I'll let you guys ask me any questions. And by the way, if you're watching this as a replay, gang, you understand this, you're watching a premiere, which means after I do the live stream, I download the live stream and then I re-upload it as a new video. Only I insert commercials on this new version. So if you're watching this after the fact, you're seeing commercials. You get to skip them. You're not missing anything. But if you watch it live, you get it commercial free. So guys, Anton says that he's limited about what he can shoot because of the weather. C. Turner says, I have a question from my last video. What happened during the Kanye shoot? Okay. Kanye West. You want to know everything that happened during the Kanye shoot? I'll tell you front to back. Front to back. And again, that's a good question. And I don't mind answering that question at all. I don't mind answering that question at all. So I will give it to you straight. In 2004, I was working for several urban magazines. One of them was called Peace Magazine. One of them was called Pound Magazine. And those magazines gave me access to every rapper that crossed the border. I was shooting for a magazine. But I'm a session photographer. I would have time with Ja Rule in a hotel. I'd have time with Pete Rock in a studio, like the record company was paying or a magazine would pay. Like, so this particular day was a really unique day. And I was at my desk working, and back then we all had Motorola two-way pagers. Like, that was a thing. Like, we had cell phones, but everybody used two ways. So I got a call, and someone used my phone, so it must have been an emergency. And I answered the phone. I like, yo, it's Carty. And it's like, it sounded like this. Kanye West. And I'm like, what? Kanye? Who's Kanye? Dude, college dropout, blah, 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 through the wire, blah. I was like, okay, yeah, I've heard of this guy. What about him? He's in the store right now. Like, he's downstairs. And I'm like, so? He said, literally, I said, so? Will you come down and take his picture? And I said, does he know that I'm coming? No. Does he know who I am even? No. Have you gotten permission for me to take pictures of him? No. So I said no. I went like this. Dude. I got the phone. And I went back to my work. I don't do that. I don't take pictures, bro. I make pictures. If he doesn't know that I'm shooting, I'm not taking pictures. No way. So then my phone rings again. And I'm like, yo, Carty. And dude, please come and take this photo. It's Kanye West. He's going to be huge. All right, dude, whatever. So I come downstairs. And again, this is back, like, for me, I'm also a bit of a big thing at this time. Like, I'm the guy in Toronto at that time. Like, big, you know? It was like 2004. I had shot every rapper you could imagine. I had everybody in my portfolio. The only ones I didn't have in my portfolio were like Jay-Z and Common, like a couple of big, like Talib, like guys who didn't come up to Toronto. But man, I had Grandmaster Flash and DMX and like some like huge Beanie Man, Bounty Killer. Like I had huge ones in my book already by the time I got this call to shoot Kanye West. So I grabbed my gear, and again, I just grabbed a camera body. I didn't even grab my bag. I just grabbed my camera body and a lens and a 50. I went downstairs, and now he was inside a store. So I didn't want to shoot him in the store, but just in case I needed to shoot a portrait of him in the store, I wanted to just see what the light was like in the store. So I walked to the door of the store and I just looked through my camera just to see what the exposure was in his general area. I didn't shoot any frames. And his bodyguard comes and pushes me. I'm like, literally, I just was like, bye. And I walked away. I literally left. Like, the guy's bodyguard jumps in and fucking boxes me. Bye, Felicia. I peaced out. And then I'm outside. I'm so upset. Okay? I'm outside. Light a spliff. Like, I can't believe this guy. And then I can hear them inside, because now my people are in there. And my people are like, dude, I can't believe you just pushed Steve Carty. Dude, you don't understand. If there's a photographer in this country that you should allow to photograph Kanye, it's that guy, that your security guy just pushed, who just left. Like, and then Kanye's like, dude, I wasn't ready and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, I wasn't even taking a picture. I was just looking through my camera to see if I could take a picture in here, which I can't. So, you know? So finally his people come out. Dude, sorry about the misunderstanding, blah, blah, blah. Kanye said he's cool for you to take a photo. I'm like, dude, I don't fucking want to take your photo right now. Like, literally, this is my face. I don't need to take this photo. I swear to God, I don't need to. And Kanye came out. I was like, Kanye, what's up? And I dapped him. I'm like, stand right there. And he's standing there. And then I shot a frame. And then, like, he just was like, there was such a vibe of like he was just like, I shot 3 frames, 3. And then I dapped him and I'm like, we're all good, bro. I got it. Peace and love. And I peaced out. Like, Kanye then became something huge. But guess what? I did not show this photo because it's not even like my most profound work. It's not even my most profound work. So I actually had to, like, I shelved this picture. I literally archived it. I archived this picture and did not show this picture. I shot it in 2004. I released my first coffee table book, Positives, in 2009. That was the first time I told the world that I had photographed Kanye West. I didn't let them use the photo that they asked me to take. I didn't let them use it. You can't use it. What do you mean you can't use it? It's not at my level. Can't use it. So I never showed it. I never let them use it. And over that push, I was like, not promoting that guy at all. Hey, Kobe, thanks for subscribing. I'm not promoting that guy at all. At all. So I didn't show him. And then when my coffee table book came out and people are flipping the pages, they're like, you shot Kanye West? And I'm like, uh-huh. How come we didn't know that? It's because, and then I tell the story that I walked away from Kanye West after 3 frames. So yeah, that Mr. C. Turner Photos is the Kanye West story that you asked for. There's stories like that for all of my photographs. I mean, not quite as intense as Kanye, but I don't know. And again, Kanye and my love for Kanye and my lack of understanding for Kanye, comes and goes. You know what I mean? I was like not with him, and then I was with him, and now I'm like questioning his sanity again. You know what I mean? But again, I think he's bipolar. All artists, true geniuses, are insane, like literally just one step away from insane. And for me, like as a creator, I also feel that, you know, I also feel that, like, that insanity in my own self with like maintaining, you know, Calligraphy, who's in chat, and Calligraphy is he's one of the people who works for me and is such an incredible add to this community. Calligraphy, he says DMX is one of my favorite stories. So I'll enlighten you with the day I photographed DMX. And DMX, that photo shoot, I left 4 times. When I photographed you, this day I left this photo shoot 4 times. 4 times. C. Turner, when I photographed DMX, he was in the height of his insanity. Like, in the height of his insanity. I got hired to shoot him for the cover of Peace magazine. It was my first job for this magazine. It was a cover of DMX and an inside editorial. So cover plus multiple pages inside. So I meet this guy, DMX, and I photographed him another time for like Def Jam, which is like, I mean, that's just like snaps of him like signing a contract or some shit. But this session was the first time I had shot him, and we were meeting him because he's touring, right? So he's playing here, and he's playing for like multiple days. So he's got like, they rent a house. This was before Airbnb, like they rent a house. So he's in a house. So, okay, come meet us at the house. Okay, so me and stylist, me and like Damon and Desmond go to DMX's rented house. That's where we start. Okay, imagine it's call it 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, 11 o'clock in the morning, that's the call time. Okay, DMX isn't even awake. He's not even awake. We're outside for like an hour waiting to get into this, like bang, 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 bang on the door, nothing. Finally, someone comes downstairs, they're half asleep, blah, blah, blah. DMX, dude, it's like, oh, dude, he was partying last night. I don't know if he's going to be able to do this shoot. It's like, and I'm there with like 2 stylists and like a whole bunch of clothes and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't know if this is going to happen. And then DMX comes out and he sees me and I have dreads at that time. He's like, yo, G, you smoke weed? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you want some weed? And then he literally, he goes to the back. Because again, I had dreads like past my waist. So he goes to the bedroom and he comes out. He's like, no shirt. He's like, bro, we got weed. And he has like, this is like 2001. Like film. I shot him on Hasselblad. This is 2001. Okay. He has like 2 pounds of weed, like in Canada. Like he got here and got 2 pounds of weed. So he's like, dude, we got weed. Like, dude. I'm thinking to myself, it's going to be a long day. Okay. It's going to be a long fucking day. And like, so he's like, so what are we doing? It's like, oh, well, we're shooting you, blah, blah, blah. We're shooting you for a cover and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what am I wearing? And Desmond shows this t-shirt. Like this blue t-shirt, okay? And you can see a hint of this blue t-shirt in this picture. I'll show you another one in a second. So it's this blue t-shirt. And he's like, dude, I ain't got no shoes for that. We're gonna go get shoes. I ain't got no shoes for that. We gotta go get shoes. So, okay. So we wait for this guy to like literally eat Cheerios and like get his shit together, and all his homies, like he's got like 8 guys with him. And it's like, everybody's got to get their shit together so we can go to Foot Locker. He needs a security so we can buy the right blue kicks for this t-shirt. So we go to Foot Locker, blah, 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 and get these shoes. We're at Foot Locker, I swear to God, for 2 hours. Call time is 11. It's now 2. I say to Damon, I'm out, bro. This guy's a lunatic. I'm out. Photos are never going to happen. Never. And Damon's like, dude, please. And I'm like, bro, I'm a peace out. I need to have a break from this guy. He's insane. I need to have a break from this guy. You reach back to me when this guy's ready to do photo shoot. Carty dips, like just drove away. Bye. Like literally. I get a call from Damon. Damon's like, bro, we're shooting. I promise we're shooting. He wants to go to like the Docks, which is this outdoor club, swimming pool, like fake beach kind of like basically bar he wants to go to. I'm like, bro, we're supposed to be doing a photo shoot. Like, what is happening? And it's like, bro, meet us at the Docks. That's where we're going to be. So now I drive to like now the 3rd location, house, Foot Locker. Now we're at the Docks. Okay. We're there and I'm like, hey, DMX, can we shoot some pictures? Yo, bro, I'm feeling this place out. I'm really feeling it. I just want to play some pool. Do you mind? I'm just going to shoot some sticks. So him and his boys get pool tables, now they're playing pool. I'm not getting paid a lot of money to do this photo shoot, which literally would have taken 8 minutes, literally like 30 minutes to shoot a cover and an inside editorial. Now we're fucking playing pool. Yo, Dread, grab your pool cool. Let's play pool. It's like, fine. I'll play pool with this guy, playing pool. And it's like, photographer first. And believe me, dealing with rappers, like I had shot Oscar Peterson, Tony Bennett, like Tom York from Radiohead, like traveled all around New York. I'd shot for The Source. Like there's all this stuff that I had done. I was so fucking vexed. I was so vexed at this guy. So we're playing pool and DMX, he's chilling. He's just leaning on the end. And I put down the fucking pool cue and I get my Hasselblad and I put the Polaroid back on it. I trained it on him. I'm like, X, look at me. He looks at me. I shoot a Polaroid. Pull the Polaroid. 60 seconds later, I peel it and I'm like, X, look at this picture. And the picture was a version of this picture. This was the frame that I showed him. And this guy suddenly, dude, yo, come, you, stop, come, yo, look at this photo right here, yo, look at this photo, look, yo, stop, come, look at this photo right here, man, look, dude, yo, we making photos now, dude, 4 hours, 5 hours later, now, this guy is hype to make photos, now, because I snuck a fucking Polaroid in, just here. Dude, what? Now, dude, look at this camera, man. Dude, look at this guy's camera. Man, damn, like, because I had my Hasselblad and I was looking down instead of looking at him. He couldn't fucking. So he's like, bro, take this photo now. Take this photo. And he gives me this, like, Rough Riders. He gives me this. And I smash this photo. And in fact, I have an 80 millimeter for my Hasselblad only, but for this shoot, I rented a 120. So I rented a portrait lens for my Hasselblad for this photo, which is why this eye is so in focus and this other eye is so radically out of focus. It's because of this Hasselblad lens that I was using. So he loses his mind. And now, Carty, what are we doing? Carty, you tell me. What are we doing next? What photo next? What photo are we doing next? Damon and Desmond, these two guys have been waiting also for 6 hours. And I left already. I've left already, come back. Finally, he's like, fuck, let's go. We're getting photos. Let's go. Right? And also the magazine editor, dude, what's going on? Or is DMX is all like blah, blah, blah. So finally I shoot that picture. So it's like perfect. I have an idea that could be used on the cover, that headshot of him. But I have an idea for another picture because it was like a perfect clear blue sky summer day. I'm like, bro, I have this idea for a picture. It's over here, right? So this was the second idea that I shot, and this was actually the picture that went on the cover. And DMX looking off downtown, you see the CN Tower in his glasses and the sun reflection. Keep in mind, I made this picture at like 7 p.m. after an 11 o'clock call time. I left this photo shoot easily twice. I cursed this guy, was like, I'm not shooting this guy's picture. He's such an asshole, blah, 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 to the end where we were fucking hugging and high-fiving. And like, it ended up being like the best day ever. He's like, can I smoke a blunt in your photo? I'm like, bro, you can do whatever you want. And that was the thing always when I would shoot, I would always let rappers who were all up in their videos like burning weed, I would always let them do that in my photo, which is so, because this is, 18 years before legalization here in Canada, but I was shooting rappers with cannabis the whole time. I shot Beanie Man with cannabis. I shot Ja Rule with cannabis. And it's like Beanie Man was in or Bounty Killer was in the center of Broadway in New York City with a spliff. And it's just like, he had that whole spliff while I was setting up and shooting this picture. And we stopped 7 lanes of traffic to make this photo. Stop traffic. So I don't know. It's like being a pro photographer and doing the kind of work that I do and hanging out with Grandmaster Flash for an afternoon. Are you kidding me? Like hanging out with the guy who invented hip hop, Grandmaster Flash in the Furious 5. Like, I don't know, man. Photography is insane. And hanging out with Pete Rock in New York. Yeah, vibes. Ja Rule. All bark, no bite. This guy was so funny. This is the second edit. I have another picture where he's holding a spliff, but funny story. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm shooting Ja Rule. We're meeting in a hotel room. So 10 o'clock in the morning. And again, I know that I'm shooting Ja Rule, and I know it's all like, yo, murdering and blah, blah, blah. Like he's Mr. Partier, Mr. Drinking and weed smoking and blah, blah, blah. So I roll a baby's arm, a joint that's this big, literally this big for him, this big. Okay. Go to the photo shoot. I'm like, yo, Ja, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. I'm Carty. I'm your photographer. You ready for this? He's like, yo, man, I'm ready. And I'm like, all right, here you go. And he's like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I'm like, well, you're Ja Rule, right? You're Mr. Tough Guy, right? Right? So I lit it for him because he was afraid to light it because it was as big as a baby's arm. And then he held it and I shot photos. And then he like, and then like held it, and I shot. So I was just like, oh, so this guy's, here's a poser, dude. I see. And then also hanging out with DMX, and then hanging out with Ja Rule, who basically stole DMX's essence with like that deep raspy voice, is like, it's a thing, you know? And then of course Fire Festival. He told me, he said, one day I have a dream for this festival where we're gonna bring all these people to this exotic location. We'll call it Fire Festival. Oh my word. So yeah, I like these stories. And again, I'm up for answering. I got 10 more minutes I'm going to give you guys if you guys want to ask me a couple of others. Pharrell Williams is a really important session. Oh, and by the way, just about DMX, the session of DMX ended up going into, I have 2 photographs in, it's called Hip Hop Immortals. Hip Hop Immortals is the largest collection of hip hop photography in the world. And they have 2 of my photos in their collection. One of them is DMX from that session, and the second is Pharrell Williams. And this session is also in Hip Hop Immortals. And this is like an incredibly powerful session. It was my idea to shoot him with bikes. It was my idea to meet him at a skateboard / BMX store that had all kinds of bikes. And I made this picture first. And I also made a very famous picture where he's doing a no-hander, no-footer. And that picture where he's doing the trick was selected for Carte Blanche, which is the first book of Canadian contemporary photographers. So, and this picture was in Hip Hop Immortals. The picture of him doing the no-hander, no-footer, that's also in 40 Years of Hip Hop, which was an exhibit that traveled around the world where they're celebrating 40 years of hip hop. We're now at 50 years of hip hop. So it's amazing to be included in that incredible exhibition. I'm not sure where the Pharrell trick picture is. I'm sure it's here. There it is somewhere. So yeah, this is the picture that is in Carte Blanche, and it is on 1/2 of one page because I composed it in such a way that made it so it couldn't work across 2 pages. So, and Pharrell, I shot this on 35 millimeter film and Hasselblad. So this is a 35 millimeter film. I shot only 1 frame on 35 millimeter. The rest I shot Hasselblad. This is not the first picture. The first picture I made was the red jacket in the lowrider. Pharrell also said he owns that bike, so he wanted to make a picture with the bike that he had back in North Carolina. And then this bike he didn't own, so he wanted to shoot with this bike, but then he bought it. He bought this BMX, this GT, this 24-inch BMX he bought and had shipped to North Carolina. Yeah, he also bought that red jacket in the first photo. And he came with those gazelles, but then he bought these shoes, which are like Osiris or something. He bought these shoes. Hey, Creations, thanks for subscribing, my guy. So, yeah, this is basically an archive of all of my best photography. Monica recently updated your website. Good for you. Good for you. Again, you said you thanks for the advice to curate the best stuff. Listen, people do not know the pictures that you don't include. But if you include pictures that are lower than your best work, then the journey of looking through your website is up and down with trust. If you cause any distrust or like unsureness with a bad photo or a bad idea in your website, you're not going to get booked. I'd rather see 5 bangers than 25 average photos with 5 bangers mixed in there. You're never going to get booked if that's the approach. So curate. And the reason that my site has so much work is because I've been doing this for 34 years and my range runs deep. And again, I could show just 20 photos, but there's too many that people come to my site to see, because they're coming here not only to see my contemporary work, but they're also coming to see work from days gone by. So this is why, like, I have a very unique collection of photographs. You know, it's mixed with photos that I made last week with photos that I made throughout the evolutions of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like looking at this, which is like virtually brand new, and this that is virtually brand new, and this that I shot this 10 years ago. But I never showed this photo. But again, it's super strong. It's aligned with the kind of work that I do. So when it comes to curating portfolios, it's necessary. And this is an element. Like this has never been in my portfolio, but this is an element of a movie poster that I shot, which you can see if you go to my tear sheets. You can see this, and that's the element of that movie poster, which you also see here. Yeah. So these are all kinds of different versions. There's also this child, which they put on a movie poster alone, this kid here, which is a very haunting image. But if you look at my main portfolio, you'll see that in my work section, that child. And also, yeah, other pictures that are elements, like this one is an element from a movie poster. Yeah, I think it's important to show the final work, how it's used, and what it looked like before. I think that that's all really important. But this picture of this kid is super haunting. I'm quite sure that I have it on my website here somewhere. Although I don't really shoot kids, this picture is just too haunting for me to not include. Especially because it's for a movie poster. All right, guys, do you feel satisfied with all of the vibes that I've given you? Mike says he's been curating his website and Insta for the week. Anton, yeah, that session felt like it was longer than the wedding. Ja Rule knocks off DMX. I think maybe he might be responsible for his murder. You didn't hear it here from me. And Calligraphy said back in the day he didn't know about Flash. I have all kinds of stories, my friend C. Turner. You know that. I hope you feel like it was campfire stories. And Q&A, when I don't get enough questions, I just turn it into story time because I like telling stories of the way that these things go. And yeah. And Jaybird says that this is Jay Tracy, that I worked as a dancer with DMX and the whole crew was super kind. Super cool dude and would talk to you no matter what he had going on. Listen, DMX, he's profound. And I believe he was murdered also. And like, I believe him going to jail and all that stuff was just a ruse. And like, DMX at the age that he was when I photographed him, he was like a 16-year-old kid with $1 million is what it was like when I photographed him. But the level of maturity that happened for him later in his life, leading up to him going to jail and then being released from jail and I believe being killed. Yeah, it's DMX was always a guy who went against the grain, and like, I liked him. A lot of these people who I photograph, I end up really learning more about them after our session than before. And I end up like, it just makes that session so much more valid. I never go into shooting celebrities with any kind of starstruckness, and I try not to do too much research to the point where it'll make me freak out. If I do too much, then I'll freak out about who I'm shooting. So I just like, you know, I glance and like it just, I connect with them on my own way, and I end up getting something that's super unique that no one else has of them. So yeah. So guys, I hope Storytime was enjoyable. And again, if you're watching this after the fact, if you're one of the replay gang, you just experienced Storytime. And again, these kinds of intimate conversations that I have with my members, you would be able to ask me these kinds of questions as well. So I could be telling stories for you. Guys, I hope this brought you value. I'm excited about the things that are coming up. I'm super excited about Portfolio Lab. If you've been thinking about having your work reviewed by a true professional, now's the time. Portfolio Lab is limited. I cannot look at everybody's work. I have 30,000 subscribers. I can't take everybody. So there is a value of scarcity here. So please act. Don't sleep. Don't talk about the thing that you're going to do. And then when you finally get around to doing it, there's no slots. I'm full. So don't be that one. Mike, I'll play the matrix for you because I'm still not sure why that command is not working. But we will get that sorted. Guys, if you're into this mental math that I've been doing for you today, and you're into this kind of relationship with a creator, I'm looking for an audience. I'm looking to have a relationship with you, and I want to meet you. And I meet and hang out and do mini workshops every Thursday. And how you can get access to being a part of this and talking to me on Zoom every single week is by being in Portfolio Lab. The biggest thing at Portfolio Lab is you get to hang out with me every week. I get to look at your book offline. We talk about how you can literally utilize what I'm teaching to take it to the next level. Also, guys, remember, I have released my first self-paced courses. My self-paced courses are now available for purchase, for download. I'm very proud of this and what I've put together here. Courses, and starting with phase 0. Phase 0 available now. Click here. Phase 0 is available now. Phase 1, which is your work and your market, is also available now. And phase 2, which is called the packaging, is also available now. My first 3 phases, and again, new phases come out every couple of weeks. Phase 3 is coming soon. Phase 4 is coming soon. Phase 5 is coming soon. And phase 6 is coming soon. But these first 3 phases, starting with phase 0, if you click available now, it will take you to the phase 0 page, which gives you everything that you need to know about phase 0. And all you need to do is click I need this now, and that will start the process of you getting it. Guys, I hope today brought you value. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you on Thursday for another episode of Portfolio Lab. And of course, tell someone that you love them today. I appreciate you watching.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
I am telling you, the amount of love that happens in chat, the amount of support in chat, the amount of back and forth helpfulness. Like, my live chat is bananas. If you are not a member, you are missing out huge. Join today.